शिव शक्ति समारंभां भास्कराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मत् श्रीनाथ पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरु परम्पराम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अवभक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानूचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्वातात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात्। त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारास्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वमिन्द्रस्त्वमग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवः सुवरो गणादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादींस्तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धे तुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपम् यकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादः सन्धानम् सगुंहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेश विद्या गणकर्षिः निषृद्गायत्री छन्दः श्री महागणपतिर्देवता। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लंबोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्नविनाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। एतदर्थशीर्षं योधीते स ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते स सर्वतः सुखमेधते स सर्वविघ्नैर्न बाध्यते स पञ्चमहापापात् प्रमुच्यते सायमधीयानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयति प्रातरधीयानो रात्रिकृतं पापं नाशयति सायं प्रातः प्रयुञ्जानो अपापो भवति सर्वत्राधीयानो अपविघ्नो भवति धर्मार्थकाममोक्षं च विन्दति इदमथर्वशीर्षमशिष्याय न देयम् यो यदि मोहात् दास्यति स पापीयान् भवति सहस्रावर्तनाद्यं काममतीते तं तमनेन साधयेत् अनेन गणपतिमभिषिञ्चति स वाग्मी भवति चतुर्थ्यामनश्नं जपति स विद्यावान् भवति इत्यथर्वणवाक्यम् ब्रह्माद्याचरणं विद्यात् न बिभेति कदाचनेति यो दूर्वाङ्कुरैर्यजति स वैश्रवणोपमो भवति यो लाजैर्यजति स यशोवान् भवति स मेधावान् भवति यो मोदकसहस्रेण यजति स वाञ्छितफलमवाप्नोति यः साध्यसमिद्भिर्यजति स सर्वं लभते स सर्वं लभते अष्टौ ब्राह्मणान् सम्यक् ग्राहयित्वा सूर्यवर्चस्वी भवति सूर्यग्रहे महानद्यां प्रतिमा सन्निधौ वा जप्त्वा सिद्धमन्त्रो भवति महाविघ्नात् प्रमुच्यते महादोषात् प्रमुच्यते महापापात् प्रमुच्यते स सर्वविद्भवति स सर्वविद्भवति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत्। ॐ सर्वे वै देवा देवी मुखस्तुः कासित्वं महादेवीति सा ब्रवीत् अहं ब्रह्मस्वरूपिणी मत्तः प्रकृतिपुरुषात्मकं जगत् शून्यं च अहमानन्दानानन्दौ अहं विज्ञानाविज्ञाने अहं ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मणि वेदितव्ये अहं पञ्चभूतान्यपञ्चभूतानि अहमखिलं जगत् वेदोऽहमवेदोऽहं विद्याहमविद्याहम् अजाहमनजाहम् अधश्चोर्ध्वं च तिर्यक् चाहम् अहं रुद्रेभिर्वसुभिश्चरामि अहमादित्यैरुतविश्वदेवैः अहमित्रा वरुणा उभौ बिभर्मि अहमिन्द्राग्नि अहमश्विना उभौ अहं सोमं त्वष्टारं पूषणं भगं दधामि अहं विष्णुमुरुक्रमं ब्रह्माणमुत प्रजापतिं दधामि अहं दधामि द्रविणं हविष्मते सुप्राप्ये ये यजमानाय सुन्वते अहं राष्ट्री संगमनी वसूनां चिकितुषी प्रथमा यज्ञियानाम् अहं सुवे पितरमस्य मूर्धन्मम योनिरस्व अन्तः समुद्रे य एवं वेद स दैवीं सम्पदमाप्नोति ते देवा अब्रुवन् नमो देव्यै महादेव्यै शिवायै सततं नमः नमः प्रकृत्यै भद्रायै नियताः प्रणताः स्मताम् ताम् अग्निवर्णां तपसा ज्वलन्तीं वैरोचनीं कर्मफलेषु दुष्टाम् दुर्गां देवीं शरणमहं प्रपद्यामहे असुराः नाशयित्यै ते नमः देवीं वाचमजनयन्त देवास्तां विश्वरूपाः पशवो वदन्ति सा नो मन्द्रेशमूर्जं दुहाना धेनुर्वासस्मानुपशुस्तुतैतु कालरात्रीं ब्रह्मस्तुतां वैष्णवीं स्कन्दमातरम् सरस्वतीमदितिं दक्षदुहितरं नमामः पावनां शिवाम् महालक्ष्म्यै च विद्महे सर्वशक्त्यै च धीमहि तन्नो देवी प्रचोदयात् अदितिर्यजनिष्ठदक्षया दुहिता तव तां देवा अन्वजायन्त भद्रा अमृतवन्धवः कामो योनिः कमला वज्रपाणिर्गुहा सा मातरिष्वाभ्रमिन्द्रः पुनर्गुहा सकला मायया च पुरुच्यैषा विश्वमातादिविद्यो एषा आत्मशक्तिः एषा विश्वमोहिनी पाशाङ्कुशधनुर्बाणधरा एषा श्रीमहाविद्या य एवं वेद सशोकं तरति नमस्ते अस्तु भगवति मातरस्मान् पाहि सर्वतः सैषाष्टौ वसवः सैषैकादश रुद्राः सैषा द्वादशादित्याः सैषा विश्वे देवा सोमपा असोमपाश्च सैषा यातुधाना असुरा रक्षांसि पिशाचा यक्षा सिद्धाः सैषा सत्त्वरजस्तमांसि सैषा ब्रह्म विष्णुरुद्ररूपिणी सैषा प्रजापतीन्द्रमनवः सैषा ग्रहनक्षत्रज्योतिषी कलाकाष्ठादिकालरूपिणी तामहं प्रणौमि नित्यम् पापापहारिणीं देवीं मुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदायिनीम् अनन्तां विजयां शुद्धां शरण्यां शिवदां शिवां वियदीकारसंयुक्तं वीतिहोत्रसमन्वितम् अर्धेन्दुलसितं देव्या बीजं सर्वार्थसाधकम् एवमेकाक्षरं ब्रह्म यतयः शुद्धचेतसः ध्यायन्ति परमानन्दमया ज्ञानाम्बुराशयः वाङ्माया ब्रह्मसूस्तस्मात् षष्ठं वक्त्रसमन्वितम् सूर्यो वामश्रोत्रबिन्दुः संयुक्तश्चाकृतीयकः नारायणेन सम्मिश्रो वायुश्चाधरयुक्ततः इच्छेन वार्णको न स्यात् महदानन्ददायकः हृत्पुण्डरीकमध्यस्थां प्रातः सूर्यसमप्रभाम् पाशाङ्कुशधरां सौम्यां वरदाभयहस्तकां त्रिनेत्रां रक्तवसनां भक्तकामदुर्गां भजे नमामि त्वां महादेवी महाभयविनाशिनी महादुर्गप्रशमनी महाकारुण्यरूपिणी यस्या स्वरूपं ब्रह्मादयो न जानन्ति तस्मादुच्यते अज्ञेया यस्या अन्तो न लभ्यते तस्मादुच्यते अनन्ता यस्या लक्ष्यं नोपलक्ष्यते तस्मादुच्यते अलक्ष्या यस्या जननं नोपलभ्यते तस्मादुच्यते अजा एकैव सर्वत्र वर्तते तस्मादुच्यते एका एकैव विश्वरूपिणी तस्मादुच्यते नैका अत एवोच्यते अज्ञेयानन्ता लक्ष्या जैका नैकेति मन्त्राणां मातृका देवी शब्दानां ज्ञानरूपिणी ज्ञानानां चिन्मयातीता शून्यानां शून्यसाक्षिणी यस्याः परतरं नास्ति सैषा दुर्गा प्रकीर्तिता तां दुर्गां दुर्गमां देवी दुराचारविघातिनी नमामि भवभीतोऽहं संसारार्णवतारिणीम् इदमथर्वशीर्षं योधीते स पञ्चमथर्वशीर्षजपफलमवाप्नोति इदमथर्वशीर्षमज्ञात्वा योच्चां स्थापयति शतलक्षं प्रजप्ताति सोच्चासिद्धिं च विन्दति शतमष्टोत्तरं चास्य गुणश्चर्याभिस्मृतः दशवारं पठेद्यस्तु सद्यः पापैः प्रमुच्यते महादुर्गाणि तरति महादेव्या प्रसादतः सायमधीयानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयति प्रातरधीयानो रात्रिकृतं पापं नाशयति सायं प्रातः प्रयुञ्जानो अपापो भवति निशीथे तुरीयसन्ध्यायां जप्त्वा जप्त्वा वाक्सिद्धिर्भवति नूतनायां प्रतिमायां जप्त्वा देवता सान्निध्यं भवति प्राणप्रतिष्ठायां जप्त्वा प्राणानां प्रतिष्ठा भवति मौमाश्विन्या महादेवी सन्निधौ जप्त्वा महामृत्युं तरति स महामृत्युं तरति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनूभिः यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome all of you to this 2024 new batch of learning Devi Mahatmyam. Being the first day, we chanted the Ganapati Upanishad and the Devi Upanishad. Today, we will be starting with the learning of Devi Kavacham. So the Devi Mahatmyam is part of the Markandeya Puranam, and this in a high level is about the Adya Shakti or the Devi, the primary power which is governing everything, us and also the world and everything around us. The Devi Mahatmyam, many of you might know, it has 13 chapters. So the 13 chapters are also, they are actually grouped into 3 parts. The first part is the Prathama Charitram, then the second is Madhyama and the Uttara Charitram. So Prathama, Madhyama, Uttara, meaning the first Charitram, then Madhyama is the middle one, and the Uttara is the next, last. So this 13, just like the way the Charitram is split, it is not just a random number like 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 9. It's not like randomly split. We may think, well, so why not equally split? Why not split as 4, 4 and 5, right? You could also split like that. But it is not split. So it is split as first Charitra has just 1 chapter. The second Charitram has 3 chapters, or the Madhyama Charitram has 3, and the Uttara Charitram has 9. So it is just, you can think about a mathematical equation. First Charitram is 3 power 0. Second Charitram, Madhyama Charitram is 3 power 1. And the second Uttara Charitram is 3 power 2. So that is why you might think, what is this number? Random, like 1, 3. So they are power of 3. So being the Tripura Sundari, Devi, 3 is the most important thing about Devi. So that is why 3 is also, in English also is 3, Sanskrit also is 3. So that 3 is the Tripura. That is why Devi is also called Tripura Sundari. And also she is also the sum total of 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunaha. All the 3 gunas. So she is Sattva, Raja, Tamo. That is also 3. And she is also the embodiment of 3 goddess or goddesses, which is Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Mahasaraswati. So Durga, which is another name for Devi here, Durga is a she has taken 3 forms: Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Mahasaraswati. So we can take that the first charitra is for the Devata is Mahakali, the Madhyama charitra Devata is Mahalakshmi, and the Uttara charitra the Devata is Mahasaraswati. So Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. They are the 3 Devatas for this Chandi. And she is also called Chandi. And why she is called Durga is, they say, to reach her, you have to work very hard. Durga Mena, by hard work, you reach her. So that is one name is called Durga. She is also called Chandi because the Chandi is related to Kopa or anger. So we may think, even Rudra, when we start with Rudra, we start with Namaste Rudra Manyave. You only talk about the anger. Why is it like, why first anger? Because you feel that you may knowingly or unknowingly made some mistakes or done something which the Devi, the god or goddess, may not be pleased with that. And so we first make sure that before somebody has to give us boons or listen to us, if they are angry and you ask anything, even a simple thing, you may not get it when they are angry. So first we have to make sure they are cooled down. And how do you do that is, you just first say, like, you lie flat on, give no excuses or anything, just do a namaskara. That is why you start with Namaha, Namaste Rudra in Rudra, and also Chandika, you say Namas Chandikayai. We say Namaha Chandika. So that is how we start the Devi Mahatmyam. And the Tantra, Katyayani Tantra gives the example. Most of the Tantras, sometimes it gives like a very crude or something. We may think, oh, it could have given some other example which is mentally, like for us, it is easy to digest. But I'm just giving what the Katyayani Tantram says is, it says this 13 charitras or the 13 chapters or the 3 charitras from the first to 13. It says you assume this is like just the body, just the torso, main body, and each of the hands, legs, they are called the anga, right? So it gives example that if there is a body, but it has no hand totally from here, no leg from here. So what will that body can do? Can that do anything? Because it is just like totally, you say that if it is giving that example, you totally take all the anga out, it cannot function. It is of no use. Katyayani Tantram says, Devi Mahatmyam, the 13 chapters, is of no use without the angam. So it says, just like our body has limbs, the 6 angam or parts are important to complete the Devi Mahatmyam. So it is saying, Katyayani Tantra says, the 6 parts are Kavacham, Argalam, Keelakam, then the Prathamika Ragasyam, then the Vaikriti Ragasyam, and the Murti Ragasyam. So these 3, so the 6 parts is just like the limbs. So without these 6 chanted along with the Durga Saptashati, It says Durga Saptashati is not complete. So that is why it gave that example. You might now because mentally you can see how will somebody without any of the limbs will be if it has no limbs or no organs. Like, you understand, right? So that is why these are important. And the way we will be chanting is the book we have given in the publication in different languages. So please use those books, because the order in many other books may not be the same, and there may be slight differences in the patha. So it is better you use the text given in our website bhaskaraprakasha.org. And also, for listening and practicing, a full audio with a slow chanting has been given in the YouTube. So make sure go to the Bhaskara Prakasha Ashram YouTube to look for slow chanting of Devi Mahatmyam. You can actually listen to the entire Devi Mahatmyam, because somebody was asking how to listen, where to listen. So that is why I am telling where it is. So that is, it is given there. And if you see in our text, we have like the pranayama, sankalpa. We may have all of this before, and then we also have the Durga Matrika Nyasam, very extensive nyasa, and then we will have Kunjika Stotram, and then the Kavacham. But for our classes, what we will do is we'll start with the Devi Kavacham, and then we will do the Argala Stotram, then the Keelakam, then we will do what is called the Ratri Suktam. Again, that is a very important part of the whole Devi Mahatmyam. Then we will start from the first to the 13th chapter, and then we will do the Devi Suktam, and then we will finish the Ragasyam. After finishing the Ragasyatrayam, we will learn the Kunjika Stotram, and later on the Nyasas. So this will be our learning order. So if you look into our text publication, you can see the Devi Kavacham, which we will start. And I'm so happy that many, before we started, you all did such a wonderful chanting of the Ganapati Upanishad and the Devi Upanishad. So I am, first of all, so happy that even though you have all learned in the 2020 or even before from the Bhaskara Prakasha Ashram, you still want to come and attend, maybe because you just want to meet us. Actually, it is like for me, just seeing you gives that much anandam. So it gives all the energy which for me to actually teach and chant is actually from all of you. Just by looking at you, I get all the energy. So we'll start. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. And if there are any questions, we will keep at the end so that we can finish. Yeah. So the way we will be learning is the traditional, what we call the Patashala style, the Gurukul style, how in a Gurukulam, the Guru will be teaching and all the students will be learning. So you are all here in front, and when you chant again the same verses, you have to do 2 times. So I will be saying the shloka once, then you will be doing this same shloka 2 times. So first I will do like a half shloka, like take the first line of a verse and then take half of and then combine it. Then I will take the second, then half of and combine. Then I will do the entire shloka, 2 lines, and then you will be saying 2 times. And on the first time, for those who are newly learning, if you find it difficult, don't worry about it. It will come very easily. You might think, oh, it is so difficult. The maximum sloka or maximum I have ever learned in my life is maybe 10 slokas or 5 slokas or 1 page. And this appears to be so big, but don't worry about it. It is very easy. You will easily get it, because to even tell the name of the Devi, as Soundarlahari says, Pranantum Stotum Va Kadamakrta Punyaha Prabhavati. We have a lot of done punya, we have done a lot of good deeds that we are learning, and that by that Devi's Anugraha, we will learn it. Our age could be anywhere between like 7 or 8 to even 100. It doesn't matter. That the Anugraha is sufficient for us to learn. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Asya Sri Chandi Kavachasya Brahma Rishihi Anushtup Chandaha Chamunda Devata Anganyasotta Mataro Bijam Digbandha Devatas Tattvam Sri Jagadamba Prityarthe Saptashati Pathangatvena Jape Viniyogaha. So you would have noticed that Saptashati Patha Angatvena. So Japtashati, that is why I explained what the Anga is. Saptashati Pathas Anga. So Saptashati Patha Angatvena. As a part of the Saptashati's Anga, this Kavacham is chanted. So that is why we are learning. Again, the Paddhati and the Guru Parampara, how we have been learning and how we chant is based on the Guru Parampara Paddhati. In some text or in some Paddhati or some methods, you will be seeing, or you might have noticed, they will first chant Argala Stotram, then they will chant Keelakam, and then they will chant Kavacham. So I just want you to understand the differences. So it is not like which is correct, which is wrong. We are not going into all of this. That is not important. Some have that method, but what we have to follow is how our gurus have taught, and then we will exactly follow that method. So we start with the Kavacham.
Also, you must have noticed he touched different parts. So Rishi is always on the top of the head. So the Rishi is Brahma here. So Brahma Rishihi Anushtup Chandaha. Chandaha means the meter of the text that we are going to recite. And Devata resides always in the heart. So wherever you see Rishihi, you will touch the top of the head. Chandas will be on the outside the mouth. You are not going to touch the mouth. Just place your hand just slightly outside. And Devata will be in the heart. So this is called nyasa. The basic nyasa is the rishi is always the author, meter, and the devata whom you are going to invoke, right? So the devata could be anybody, like Ganapati devata, Rudra or Vishnu or anybody. Here we are going to invoke Chamunda devata. So Kavacham is for Chamunda devata, and the rishi is Brahma Anushtup Chandaha. So without even looking at him, you should know in future also you will come across such nyasas for every section of this Saptashruti. So you have to make sure that whenever you see rishi, you're automatically your hand goes to touch your top of the head and everything. Okay, these are the positions. So this is called the basic nyasa. So don't get overwhelmed with so many technical terms. This will all be used slowly, and we will, as the time comes, we'll explain more.
Om Namaschandikayai.
Om Namaschandikayai. Om Namaschandikayai.
Markandeya Uvacha.
Markandeya Uvacha. Markandeya Uvacha.
Yadguhyam paramam loke.
Yadguhyam paramam loke. Yadguhyam paramam loke.
Sarvarakshakaram nrinam.
Sarvarakshakaram nrinam. Sarvarakshakaram nrinam.
Yadguhyam paramam loke. Sarvarakshakaram nrinam.
Yadguhyam paramam loke. Sarvarakshakaram nrinam. Yadguhyam paramam loke. Sarvarakshakaram nrinam.
Yenna kasyachidakshyatam.
Yanna kasyachidakshyatam. Yanna kasyachidakshyatam.
Tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Tanme bruhi pitamaha. Tanme bruhi pitamaha.
So that the ha sound, which is the antaswara, it comes from the nabi ha. So we have to differentiate between a sound ha and the visarga. Visargam means visarjani means which is just left or inhaled or which is exhaled, getting out of it. So just getting out. That's called visarjaniyam, or any that is expelled. That is called visarjaniyam. So visarga is ramaha, ramo, ramaha. So ramaha. So that ha is just left. But the ha sound is different. So ramaha is different from pitamaha. That ha is different. So we have to say it is not pitamaha. Pitamaha is that like a visarga, but it is pitamaha. So it is very subtle difference from the sound. So pitamaha, tanme bruhi, that ha, it comes from India. It is not like the visarga. So visarga sound is different and this sound is different. So anywhere that ha, you know that
The letter
alphabet ha, yara, lava, sha, sa, ha is different from ha. Ha is just letting out. Without any effort, you chant. The breath exhalation gives us that sound. So that visargam sound, no effort is needed because it is just automatically expelled. When something has to be expelled, without any effort, it will just get expelled. We don't have to do any strain or for that. So here, but ha sound is not like that. So anybody like you all understand the difference, right? So just ha alphabet is different from the visarga. Ha like Ramaha, Krishnaha. So they are all visargam. Yenna kasya chidakshyatam.
Yanna kasya chidakshyatam. Yanna kasya chidakshyatam.
Tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Tanme Bruhi Pitamaha. Tanme Bruhi Pitamaha.
Yanna kasyachidakshyatam tanme bruhi pitamaha.
Yanna kasyachidakshyatam tanme Bruhi Pitamaha. Yanna kasyachidakshyatam tanme Bruhi Pitamaha.
Brahmovacha.
Brahmovacha. Brahmovacha.
So again, that Brahma sound is a very unique sound because you cannot write that Brahma sound. So Brahma, so the stress is, it is not Brahma, right? It is not Brahma, right? It is not Brahma also. It is Brahma, Brahmo, Brahmo. So it is.
In English, it is written as Brahma. So we tend to say it as Brahma, which is wrong. Okay, so the M comes before.
Yeah, so, and because this sound, it is not before or Brahmo. So where do you put that? So this is stress. You just have to listen and get it, because there is no way to write this particular sound in any language exactly. So that is why the Veda or Shruti is called Shruti, means it is learned by the sound. Even the Vyakarna, or when they actually teach the sounds, how we have to chant, all the sutra, even the Vedic sounds, they will actually not say that write a word and say. They will only give example. Mostly they will give example from sound, some animal sound or some birds sound or some insect sound. How? Because then they will get that exact sound, that what that particular type of bird or insect is making, and then they will listen to that sound, and they will, because that is how you learn a sound. You learn sound not by your eyes, but by through your ears, hearing. That is how you. So Brahmovacha.
Brahmovacha. Brahmovacha.
Asti guhyatamam vipra.
Asti guhyatamam vipra. Asti guhyatamam vipra.
Sarvabhutopakarakam.
Sarvabhutopakarakam. Sarvabhutopakarakam.
Asti guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam.
Asti guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam. Asti guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam.
Devyastu kavacham punyam.
Devyastu kavacham punyam. Devyastu kavacham punyam.
Tachrunushva mahamune.
Tachrunushva mahamune. Tachrunushva mahamune.
Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune.
Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune. Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune.
Asti guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam. Devyastu. Yeah. So then I will now chant the entire one. Asti guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam. Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune.
Asti guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam. Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune. Asti guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam. Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune.
So does anybody have any doubt with the word Tachrunushva? You want to chant and show? If you have, are you clear with that sound? There is extra stress there. Can I ask somebody to chant from back benchers? Huh?
No.
Tachrunushva. Shrunu.
Shru, yeah.
Yeah.
So tat shrunu, that shra, right? So that it becomes a sandhi. and it totally changes to something, your new letter, which is cha, cha, right? Cha. So cha plus r becomes chr, chr. So you have to practice later on your home. You may not get it now very easily. Chr. Yeah. And one more thing, I know we have said where the text is available. Keep the text just for like a reference. When you are learning, either personally sitting here in the same room with me, or you are learning online through YouTube, it is better you first listen carefully to the sound and not looking at the book, look at me. Then you can see how, where the stress is given, look at my mouth. And then that will be better. Even though you might feel that you are missing one or few two like letters, but long term, quickly you will learn. You might think I am not learning fast enough now because you are looking at me and not at the book. But in actual fact, if you look at the book, you have to keep looking at the book forever. You will never have to will keep the book down, right? So best you have to memorize it, then look at me, and then, or if you are in the YouTube, look at the screen and then chant. Because again, the Devi Mahatmyam is such a sacred mantra. It is not just any Purana, although I started that it is from Markandeya Purana. It is not just Puranic verses, because we don't take a Purana and do a Homa. You will not do a puja. You can do a Parayana, but you cannot do a puja or a Homa with a Purana or a Tarpana. Here, only with a mantra you can do that, and the entire Saptashati, which although appears in the Markandeya Purana, it stands itself. It is not dependent on any other story. If you take the Markandeya Purana, starting with where the Durga Saptashati starts, even from a story, you don't have to actually go back to the earlier story to understand, or go back to the end and later on see what chapters, it is not like you will have like a series, like now it is a series 1, now next series 2 is starting. Season 1, season 2. No, there is only one season. It is just entire Durga Saptashati stands on its own. That is very important. And it is a mantra. And there are rules which say that if there is something which has less than 1,000 shlokas, then we have to chant without having a book. Something. I was thinking the bar is very high. Maybe you should have said less than 5 shlokas, maybe, or 2. But they put a bar very high. But that is what it is. We have to. And it says, we are not even able to sit down for like even 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It says, Tataha Kritanjalir Bhutva. It means I have to chant the entire Durga Saptashati without any book and having my hands like this. So how can I do like 3 hours? My hands will pain, right? Tataha Kritanjalihi Bhutva. That is what the Ragasya says. You have to say how this has to be chanted. But unfortunately, I said, I am saying our bar, this 1,000 is not it's not counted for us. So that's less than that. But what we can do is, when we have a book, we can keep have a Saraswathi Peetham or some place or some your bag or anything, and then keep the book on top of it, not on the ground. Because the book itself, we do a puja for the book before we start. So the book is important. So that is why I said, you can look at the book, but when we are teaching, look at me. Even if you don't get the entire sound, slow, it's okay. Look at the book only to get the first letter, but most you're actively looking at me, passively looking at the book. What I noticed is you are actively looking at the book and passively looking at me. That is what I noticed. So flip that. actively look at me, particularly my mouth, how it is moving, how the sounds are coming out. Yeah.
Tachrushva.
Yeah. Tachrunushva.
Tachrunushva. Tachrunushva.
Yeah, very nice. So now you are getting it. Tachrunushva.
Tachrunushva. Tachrunushva.
Yeah. Aste guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam.
Together.
Yeah, together. Devyas, that's why I wanted everybody to look at me. So I will say, okay, start. Asti guhyatamam vipra sarvabhutopakarakam. Devyastu kavacham punyam tachurnushva mahamune.
Asti guhyatamam vipra sarva bhutopakarakam. Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune. Asti guhyatamam vipra sarva bhutopakarakam. Devyastu kavacham punyam tachrunushva mahamune.
And also, looking at me, you can see how I give the stress for the Alpa Prana and Maha Prana. So, the Sanskritam letters have what is called the Alpa Prana and the Maha Prana. So, Ka is a Alpa Prana, Ka is a Maha Prana, Ga is Alpa, and Ga. Same thing, Cha is Alpa Prana. Like Alpa means less, Swalpam. Alpam means less. Prana is your air, breath. So you give, that is, you don't do that much more effort saying Ka, but when you have to say Ka, you give more effort. So that is why it's called Mahaprana, because more air has to come out. Ka, less air. Air comes out when you say Ka, but do you feel that air coming out? You can actually feel, you can do experiment. But when you say Ka, you can actually feel that more air is coming out. Same way, Cha is less Alpa Prana, Cha. Then Ja is Alpa Prana, Ja. Then Ta is Alpa. Then same Ta, when it is Mahaprana, it becomes Ta. Then Da is Alpa, Da. Then Ta is Alpa Prana, Tha is Mahaprana, Tha. Then Da, Alpa Prana, Da, that is a Mahaprana. Then Pa is the Alpa Prana, Pa. So again, many who have already learned the Hindi language might pronounce it as Fa. So in Sanskritam, that's no Fa sound. It is Pa. So Pa is Alpa, Pa. Then Ba, then Ba. The way you have to practice is without any effort, without others even noticing, as if you are like in a war or fighting with somebody. When you say Ba, you couldn't say that. Pa, pa, ba, ba. You see, I am not even moving. Pa, pa. My sound is different, but I am not like. But initially, you may have to do some movement, but later on, make sure that you are saying this pa, pa, ba, ba, or ta, tha, da, dha, without much of like effortlessly you have to chant, but you have to give that Mahaprana, the more air is important, very important here. So you would have seen Sarva Bhutopakarakam. So Sarva Bhu. So did you say that is Mahaprana? Sarva Bhuto Bhuta. Ta is Alpa Prana. Bhuto Pa. Bhutopakarakam. So the way you have to chant all of these mantras is, if you are chanting and somebody is writing it down, they should be able to actually know whether you are saying Ka or Kha. But what I see is, because we have the doubt whether it is Ka or Kha or Ga or Gha, because when after sometime when you even later on, after 100 200 times, like most of you, without book you are able to chant now. That I see that in many of the Homa, because you got so much practice, But when you are doing that, if you get a doubt, look at the book and see. But what y'all tend to do is we say something in between, ka and ka or ga and ga, so that we think that anyway some way it should be correct because we have given something in between. So in between doesn't work. That is what I wanted to say. If it is, you have to be precise. I know in life nothing is precise, right? They say, what is the answer? Is it yes or is it no? Many times you will say it is. I don't know. I can say yes, or I don't know whether I can say no. Maybe the answer is something between yes and no, right? But here it is actually, it should be precise. Very important. You have to get that right. It should be. So that is why you have to focus on the letters. And as I said, these are all mantras. You might think, I have learned Bhagavad Gita. I have learned so many Puranas. I know this. I have learned this so much. I have been learning all the stotras for like n number of years, 50 years, or I don't know how many years I have been learning. It doesn't matter. If the quality or how you have learned is more important than the number of years or the quantity you have learned. Just because you have learned, say, to chant something, you don't know whether you are chanting that right. That is also one thing. And also you have what we all have, the mother tongue. And the mother tongue could be unique. The way in our mother tongue we utter words or utter letters is different. Being a mantra, this Durga Saptashati, we have to focus on that letter. Because you don't, naturally, some will ask, right? Oh, I am chanting with so much bhakti. I have that bhava, I have the shraddha, and I know that my mother, Devi, Jaganmata, she is so loving that whatever I do, she will pardon me. Yes, she will pardon us. When we have made sure that we have put the right steps, we have made the right efforts. You have actually done so much so well for learning. Despite that, if we get a mistake, then at the end we say aparadha kshama prarthana. Whatever I make a mistake, please excuse me and pardon me. That is different. But that does not mean that I will make all the mistakes and say that I am, oh Devi, I have made all the mistakes, so please pardon me. So that is not, she is not going to pardon, because if you make mistakes without our knowledge, and we may, it is natural. There is nobody that they will not make any mistakes. So it is part of our learning. So you might think why I'm taking so much time, because these are all the things which are not for just this Kavacham, not for just learning these 2 lines. All of this will be applicable for the entire classes. I'm not going to repeat again, because when I am saying all of this, some of the rules at the end, then when you go back to the YouTube, you don't know where the rules are. I want you to know the rules. Like, okay, so in the first class, in the Kavacham class, you can actually go back and understand. So Mahaprana, very important, because you say that is in the Durga Saptashri, one shloka will some Sarvasyarti Hare Devi Narayani Namostute, right? Sarvasya Arti Namo Devi. So very important. You have to say Sarvasya Arti Hare Devi. So Arti means the ta is soft. Alpa prana, Arti. And we have like girls are named Arthi or Artha, right? Artha means wealth. So Arthi means Mahalakshmi, the one who is embodiment of wealth. That she is Arthi. Arthi and Arti are different. So Arti means pida or very bad things. Pain. Arti means pain. And she removes all the pain. Sarvasya Arti Hare Devi. Hare means she is the remover. Devi removes all our pain. Because why do we suffer? Humans. Human being means next immediately suffering, because no insect, no plant, they don't suffer, or no animals. There is no, they don't have something called suffering. If they want food, they can go hungry. They will look for food. That's it. Whether it is an insect or animal, but they have no suffering. But humans suffering, humans pain. So that is why we are, there are so many reasons for that, but bottom line, what we want is the pain or our suffering should be removed. And for that, we pray Sarvasya Arti Hare Devi for everyone, all of us, and all the types of problems. Sarvasya Arti Hare means remove, Devi. So Arti is that bad thing, and Arthi is wealth. You see, you might think, oh, this Alpa Prana, why I'm wasting time. What is the difference when I say Sarvasarthi Kare Devya Sarvasarthi? But it totally changes the meaning. It gives entirely opposite meaning. That is why it is important that you have to say, understand what each letter is, because it is a mantra, and the mantras can give very power. We know the Devi Mahatmyam is powerful. That is why we are all learning. We are all going to chant regularly, because we are learning it, because we know it is very important, very powerful, and it is going to help us. We have to also make the effort to learn correctly, and that effort may be hard. I will not say that effort is so easy. You don't have to do work, because that is the easiest one, right? Not doing anything. Saturday morning, I've never seen before 10 a.m. That is the first time I see the sun on Saturday. But you are all coming at 5 a.m. because I have not seen any other days. I have seen, but not on Saturdays, right? So I'm just saying this very important that we have. That is why she's a Durga. You reach her with difficulty. What difficulty? This difficult that we are having difficulties, but even to praise her, to learn properly the entire mantras, that is also difficult. So make sure you put the right efforts, but because if we are consistent over a period of say 1 year, you don't have to work like say 20 hours or 10 hours every day to quickly finish, but do it consistently. I can guarantee that within 1 year you will be an expert. Then you can actually teach like so many students. So that will be your what you will be getting out of, because everybody will say, I started the class. What is that I'm going to get out of this? At the end, what is it? You will be learning entirely. You will be chanting, and you will be totally blessed by Chandika Mahalakshmi with all the stuti or the praises we do is to the praise. Why we are praising her? To get her anugraha, to get her blessing, and make sure all our wishes are fulfilled. All the dharma, artha, kama, moksha, all the purushartha or the human needs are fulfilled. That is why we do. So focus on my mouth and focus on the sound. And then when you are going to go back, practice with the same class video, and you can also then if like a mentor has been allotted, you can also practice with them later, just for practice. But you don't actually go and learn. You don't tell the mentor to say and then you repeat. You shouldn't do that. Even the mentors who are here, you have to understand this. You have to only, the learning is from this recording, and your mentor's job is to motivate, instill some discipline for the student, and clear doubts. That is it. And also clearing doubts is always, for a mentor also, or even for me, it is always okay to say no, I don't know. It's always okay. We have a tendency that even if we don't know, you ask me, if I don't know also, I will try to do something which go around instead of saying I don't know. Although simple answer is I don't know. So mentors, you can easily say I don't know. We can ask somebody. Yeah. Prathamam Shailaputri cha.
Prathamam Shailaputri cha. Prathamam Shailaputri cha.
Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
Dvitiyam Brahmacharini. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
So again, any Dvitvakshara or Akshara, Dvitvam means any letter which like 2 or 3 letters joined together. So that is, it's in the Vedas also. These are all the rules. So the matra is slightly more. Dvi cannot be one matra. So dvitiyam. So I give that. It's not that I slightly extend. I am holding it. Like I not able to explain exactly, but dvitiyam, dviti. But it does not mean that da is mahaprana. Da is still alpa prana, right? It is not dvitiyam. That is wrong. It is only dvitiyam, but you cannot just roll and dvitiyam. It is dvitiyam, except one place where Prithvi, you should just roll it. It is not you cannot do Prithvi. That is wrong. That is only exception. Prithvi, you have to just roll it. But other places, when the 2 letters are joined, Jitiyam Brahmacharini. So this is why I was telling, don't look at the book. The book will never say how the Dvitiya should be chanted. Because you are all learning, right? Will the book say this is how Dvitiyam is chanted? Brahmacharini. Will the book say Brahma? How to say Brahma? Dvitiyam Brahmacharini. Right? Okay. Prathamam Shailaputri cha.
Prathamam Shailaputri cha. Prathamam Shailaputri cha.
Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
Dvitiyam Brahmacharini. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
Prathamam Shailaputri cha. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
Prathamam Shailaputri cha. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini. Prathamam Shailaputri cha. Dvitiyam Brahmacharini.
So the cha should land on dvi.
Dvi, yeah.
Did you see the difference? You don't keep the cha separate and dvitiyam separate. The cha should actually land on id,
yeah.
And then dvitiyam.
Yeah, that is how you get that. That is a technique of chanting. Prathamam Shailaputri Chadvitiyam Chadvitiyam Brahmacharini.
Chadvitiyam. So the cha, you don't leave it separate. Cha. And then dvitiyam.
Yeah.
So you say chadvitiyam.
Chadvitiyam, automatically that
it will take that extra
matra automatically comes. And you also don't chant that da id as the mahaprana id. So that also you have to
focus. People tend to make that mistake. They'll put that extra effort on da to make it da.
That is also wrong.
That's wrong.
It's dvitiyam only. Dviti. So you have to just get that sound. Over practice, you will get it. So prathamam shaila putri cha dvitiyam prathamam shaila. So when you separate it, it's difficult. But when you say together, prathamam shaila putri cha dvitiyam. Did you get that? Like small, it's like a microsecond. That extra holding I am doing. Prathamam shaila putri cha dvitiyam brahmacharini.
Prathamam shaila putri cha dvitiyam brahmacharini. Prathamam shaila putri cha dvitiyam brahmacharini.
So again, I'm not saying the method which is correct or wrong. That is not the point here. But there are different interpretations of like a chandas. So some will say that prathamam shaila putri cha. So once after every 8 syllables, you will leave a gap after 8 syllables. And whenever you give a gap, the hrasva or a short vowel. So I am explaining another nuance or new thing you will be learning today. Short vowel called hrasvam. You understand? Short vowel. Hrasva. How do you say is ka? That is a short vowel. Ka, ka, ga, ga. They are all short vowels. A, I, U, R, L. They are all short vowels. So a, I, U, R, L. So they are all vowels. That is why why I said ka is a short vowel. Ka in Sanskrit is ik plus a. So the combination of the letter ik and a is ka. You understand? So this is just a sandhi or rule. You can say how cha has a vowel, cha has a consonant ich and a vowel a. Together it becomes cha. Then a ich plus vowel e becomes chi. Right? So they are all. So actual vowels are a, short vowels a, I, U, R, L. So only 5 short vowels are there. You have to understand. Only 5 short vowels in Sanskritam language. Very important. Why I am saying this is, some places you might have seen, they will say like Aste Guhyatamam Vipra, like that, right? I'm not saying that is wrong or right. So don't get because they are saying like that because they say after 8 they have to pass. So 8 because the 8 matras of this chanda, the meter, they will it depends on the meter. Because if it is like anushtup meter, then it will have like 8, right? Like that. So then 8 plus 8, 16, then 8 plus 8, 16. That is anushtup meter. So they will pass with Asti Guhyatamam Vipra. Then say Sarva Bhutopakarakam, like that. But how we are going to say is, we will break only at the end of that line. 16. Aste Vipra. So, Asti Guhyatamam Vipra. That's it. You cannot say Vipra is long. Vipra is short vowel. So, so I explained to you short vowels a, I, U, R, L. Now the long vowels. A, I, U, R, L, E, I, O, Au. So O, I, O in some other languages may have a short vowel, but in Sanskrit only O is long vowel. Yeah. Tamil has like I and O as both long and short, but that is in Tamil. But in Sanskritam, I only long vowel, O long vowel, Au long, so it is only 5 short vowels, and all the rest, they are all like the 14 long vowels, right? 14 or 9 long vowels. 9 long vowels. Then 9 plus 5, 14. And then you have the Anuswaram and the Visargam, which is Am and Aha. So that is the 16 letters, very important letters, primary letters. You have to understand the vowels in Sanskritam is 16. So long. So here, why I am giving this is this is the subtle things you have to focus on. Because whenever you have learned so many shlokas for so many years, you have never given attention to either these letters like Alpa Prana, Maha Prana, or you are given focus attention to whether it is the Hrasva, which is a short vowel, or a Dirgha, which is a long vowel. So like Shiva is a short vowel, Shiva is a long vowel, and the meaning also changes. So you cannot think, oh, what is the difference? Whether it is a short vowel or long vowel, there is a lot of differences between short a and long a. So Vipra. So make sure in this, even though you may have learned or you may have listened to other, when they actually make at the middle, they break it and then make it very long. Aste Gugyatamam Vipra. You should not come and ask, oh, I have learned, somebody said only this is how it should be chanted. I'm not saying they are wrong, because they are using that principle that after every 8, I'm going to give a break. And the Vedas have a rule that when at the end of a sentence, at the end of a sentence or when you are giving a break. Normally, the interpretation is for us at the end of a sentence, you are going to, even if the end of a sentence is a short vowel at the end of a sentence, you should not say Katya, like say next way it will come. Fourth verse will come Katyayani Ticha. Right? You should not say Katyayani Ticha. You should be, although it is short word, if it comes at the end, you give slight elongation. Katyayani Ticha. That's how you say. You should not say Katyayani Ticha. Although it is so when it comes at the end, you have to understand. So what other, because that is a rule that when the Vedic rule is when at the end of a sentence a short vowel has to be chanted, it has to be slightly elongated is a Vedic rule. But some others have interpreted that as at the end of in a meter, we are going to have a meter. It is for 32 letters, which has 32 sounds or 32 letters, right? Which is the Anushtuk meter. They have broken that as 8, 8, 8, 8. And then because they have made a rule that they are going to break it as a 8, now what they have done is the short vowel at the end of the 8, they made it a sort of a long vowel. You understand? So make sure in our ashrama we follow the Vedic rule where even though if the chandas is different, where you have to breaking 88, our chandas, we know that Anushtup is 32, so we break as 16, 16. We don't break as 4 parts, 88, 88, we break as 16, 16. That is it. You understand? So there are so many meters. Any meter for us in the book, if you see at the end in a Sanskritam book, Sanskritam, if you are following, if you see one line, vertical line, it's called the virama or the end of a sentence. That is, you can say half stop. And next, in the end of a shloka, so after the 16, you will have one virama or one line, one vertical line. At the end of the 32, you will have 2 vertical lines. So one vertical line, if you see in the book, it is half stop, and 2 vertical lines, it's full stop. But for our purpose of chanting, both half stop and full stop, it's same. But only for us to know that when it's a full stop, then the next line begins a new shloka. Only for that we have this half stop, full stop. But for chanting purposes, they are the same. We give the same. So what we do is we have the same matra or the time interval. So it is hrasva, it is ka. It is ka. The same thing, if it is a long vowel, ka, we'll say ka. So that is why Mahamune, A is long vowel. You should say Mahamune. Mahamune, A, you have to elongate. Same thing, Brahmacharini. So, E is a long vowel. Because if at the end, there are some verses which when we come, I will let you know. There are some verses which end in hrasva. So those hrasvas, we slightly elongate, but give, say, if it is 1 matra, you give, say, 1.5 matra, slightly, just because it's the end. But you don't give like a 2 matra to make it too long as a dirgha or a long vowel. Dirgha means long vowel, again, dirgha, long vowel. Hrasva, short vowel. Short vowel means matra, means the time taken to utter is called matra. So long vowel, 1 matra or 1 unit of measure, because it's not like 1 second, it's a 1 unit of measure. Because when you chant fast, this unit will all proportionally increase or decrease. If you are going to chant slow, everything proportionally increase or decrease. So these are all just, it's not like, it's just a relative thing. It will change. That is why this is a unit measure. It's not like absolute 1 second, half second or something like that. So it is short vowel, 1 matra, 2 matras. So long vowel will be 2. So that is simple. You just have to give the time taken to pronounce a word or a letter is called the matra. You understand? So this will be again all the classes. You have to later on you go and listen to all of this, so that once you know the principle behind chanting, the chanting becomes very easy. It is not, that is the main thing. Once you know that these are all the rules, this is how you chant, it becomes easy. So now asti guhyatamam vipra sarva bhutopakarakam, right? So yeah, look at me. So I will say the 2 lines and then you can repeat. Prathamam shaila putri cha dvitiyam brahmacharini tritiyam chandra ghanteti kushmandeti chaturthakam. Look at me. Dvitiyam brahmacharini tritiyam chandra ghanteti kushmandeti chaturthakam. Pratham shailaputri cha dvitiyam brahmacharini tritiyam chandra ghanteti kushmandeti chaturthakam. Panchamam skandamāteti
Panchamam skandamāteti. Panchamam skandamāteti.
Shashtham katyayaniti cha
Shashtham katyayaniti cha. Shashtham katyayaniti cha.
Panchamam skandamāteti sashtham katyayaniti cha.
Panchamam skandamāteti shashtham katyayaniti cha. Panchamam skandamāteti shashtham katyayaniti cha.
Yeah. So the cha is a hrasva, short vowel. Because it is the end, we just don't abruptly cut it like cha. You say cha, that's it. But not cha, like a long vowel, right? And also another letter you would have noticed, sashtham katya. How I say sashtham, right? Again, sashtham means sashtham, because this is talking about the Navadurga. Many who came to Kashi would have seen each Navadurga has a temple in Kashi, like Shailaputri, every all the Navadurgas. So sashtham means the 6th one is Katyayini, right? Sashtham. But if you say sashtam, sashta in Sanskrit becomes 60. So, some small changes totally changes the meaning. So Sashti will become 6 and Sashti becomes 60. You all know, right? Sashti of the Purti means Sashti means 60. Sashti is 6. So here it is Sashta, not Sashta. Sashta is becomes 60. Sashtam Katyayaniti cha, right? Okay. Panchamam skandamāteti sashtham katyayaniti cha.
Panchamam skandamāteti shashtham katyayaniti cha. Panchamam skandamāteti shashtham katyayaniti cha.
Saptamam kala ratriti mahagauriti chashtamam. Okay. Saptamam kala ratriti.
Saptamam kala ratriti. Saptamam kala ratriti.
Mahagauriti chashtamam.
Mahagauriti chashtamam. Mahagauriti chashtamam.
Saptamam kala ratriti mahagauriti chashtamam.
Saptamam kala ratriti mahagauriti chashtamam. Saptamam kala ratriti mahagauriti chashtamam.
Panchamam skandamāteti sashtham katyayaniti cha. Saptamam Kalaratriti Mahagauriti Chashtamam
Panchamam Skandamateti Shashtam Katyayaniti Cha Saptamam Kalaratriti Mahagauriti Chashtamam Panchamam Skandamateti Shashtam Katyayaniti Cha Saptamam Kalaratriti Mahagauriti Chashtamam
Navamam Siddhidatri Cha
Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navamam Siddhidatri Cha
Navadurga Prakirtitaha
Navadurga Prakirtitaha Navadurga Prakirtitaha
Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha
Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha.
Again, did you notice a new word coming? Navadurgaha Prakirtitaha. So when that visarga joins the pa, or it becomes if, that new sound if is coming. Navadurgaha Prakirtitaha because Navadurga Prakirtitaha, that if sound. Again, the book you will not get the if sound, you will have only the visarga, but the sandhi rules, Navadurgaha, which is the Durgaha is a visargam, and Prakirtitaha, we have to combine and say as Navadurga Prakirtitaha, if, right? Navadurga Prakirtitaha. Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha.
Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha
Uttanyetani namani
Uttanyetani namani Uttanyetani namani
Brahmanaiva Mahatmana
Brahmanaiva Mahatmana Brahmanaiva Mahatmana
Uttanyetani namani Brahmanaiva Mahatmana
Uttanyetani namani Brahmanaiva Mahatmana Uttanyetani namani Brahmanaiva Mahatmana.
Again, that bra, right? With the, we say namane Brahma, namane Brahma.
So the knee lands on ib.
Ib. You,
So
then
the
you get
knee
the
is
sound.
Hrasvam, just like before we had cha and dvitiyam, right? Cha dvitiyam. Here it is ni Brahma. So you land
because bra is also a two akshara within one syllable. Bra has ib, ba and ra, right? Ba and ra. That is why bra. So that bra has two letters in one syllable. So whenever there is a two letter in one syllable, it's called the dvitvam, or two joined together, attached. So that extra matra, or the matra means sound, right? Extra matra is given. So we have the whole two, right? Repeat. Yeah. So now I'll chant both the lines and then you can chant. Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha Uttanyetani namani Brahmanaiva Mahatmana.
Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha Uttanyetani namani Brahmanaiva Mahatmana Navamam Siddhidatri Cha Navadurga Prakirtitaha Uttanyetani namani Brahmanaiva Mahatmana
Agnina Dahyamanastu
Aghnina Dahyamanastu Aghnina Dahyamanastu
Shatru Madhye Gatorane
Shatru Madhye Gatorane Shatru Madhye Gatorane
Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane.
Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane. Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane.
Vishame durgame chaiva bhayartha. Vishame durgame chaiva.
Vishame durgame chaiva. Vishame durgame chaiva.
Bhayartha sharanangataha.
Bhayartha sharanangataha. Bhayartha sharanangataha.
So here, bhayartaha, bha, right? And ta is only alpa prana. Bhayartaha sharanam gataha. So in the sandhi, it becomes that visarga is removed, and the next following sound or the sound which is sha, it becomes, you have to add a ish before that. So that visarga, the visarga sandhi, bhayartaha sharanam, it becomes bhayarta sharanam, isha. So that ish becomes so important. If you don't chant that ish sound, then the word is actually bhayarta sharanam gataha. That is not correct. The word is bhayartaha sharanam gataha. Bhayarta sharanam gataha.
So because of that extra visargam at the end of bhayarta, the word bhayarta, the ih will be dropped. The visargam will be dropped. Instead of that, the half sound of the next syllable will be replaced. So bhayarta sharanam.
Slightly elongate the ta, you will get this. Automatically it will land. Bhayarta sharanangata. You slightly extend that ta, and then you land on that ish. Bhayarta sharanangata, like that.
See, this is very important because later on you will come across one word where you will have naha. Okay, naha is different from na. Na without visarga means no.
Na means
Na
no.
means no. Naha with visarga means us, we. So there will be one shloka where we will say we want to do namaskara. If you don't say that when naha, something like that will come.
Fifth shloka, fifth adhyaya.
If you don't say that ish sound, there also you'll have the same kind of sandhi. The aha will be dropped from naha, and then the ish will be replaced. If you don't replace that sound ish, then it becomes na, and no, I'm not doing namaskara to you. That will be that's what you will be end up saying. But whereas we want to say that we are doing namaskara, because you are not doing that ish sound in between, it becomes I'm not doing any namaskara to you. So be careful. These are all small things. It makes a complete opposite meaning.
Like for example, yachas, that will come in the fifth. Yachas prata takshanaveva hanti naha. Sarvapado bhakti vinamra murti, right? So here we say that here naha is like for us. Remove all the sarva apada. All the danger. Apad means apada. Sanskrit apada is apad means danger. So sarva apad, every danger, every negative thing, please remove for us, right? Namaha. Naha means for us. Asmakam naha, for, or asma naha, for asma, for us, for to me.
Please remove all the danger. If you don't remove that visarga and replace the is sound, naha sarvapado. So nas sarvapado you have to say.
Nas sarva is.
If you don't say that is, then it becomes na sarvapado. Don't remove any danger for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
so
are
be
actually
careful with what you are asking, Devi. So you have to pay attention to every word here.
Why we are giving this much importance? You might think, why is this guru just giving instruction instead of just chanting all that? Because later on you will know why sarva hante nas sarva pado hanti nas sarva pado. What is the dis? The dis is just half. I miss it also. It is okay, right? You should not think that is becomes. You should know that the meaning can get exactly opposite, because in Sanskrit naha is for like me, right? For me, to me, or of me. But this na means no. That's the meaning.
Is it Sharanam Gataha or Sharanam Gataha?
Yeah.
Sharanam
Yeah,
Gataha.
Sharanam. Yeah.
So
So
there's
yeah,
another-
yeah, that is another again a Vedic sound, like where it says that im, right? Um, Everywhere that wherever that that's it changes that the anuswaram, which is anuswaram is the letter on top of a letter, right?
The
So you have
bindu-
write a
bindu
bindu.
is
Bindu.
called
If you write in
anuswaram.
the language, you put something on top, a round, a bindu or a small
Dot.
dot above a letter. It is called the anuswaram, and that anuswaram will. This is just a natural flow of chanting. Sharanangataha, because ga, ka, kha, ga, ga. What will happen is that four, they are called
Kavargas.
kavarga. Actually, I saw that we have the picture, right? You
Yeah,
sent the
I'll
picture.
send
Yeah,
it
we will share that picture about how each sound is coming. So from where? I'm not going to give. We'll just share a picture, because that picture can, in 1 minute, teach you the entire science of at least most of the science of sounds that you can learn. But you have to understand the sound comes from different places, just like how our tongue is going to touch different parts. At the back of the mouth, if it touches, it's the ka, kha, ga, gha. Then slightly, the palate slightly front, it becomes cha, 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 ja. Then still more front, like the middle part of our mouth. Like if you take the palate, middle part, the upper palate, murdhni, that it becomes ta, ta, da, da. Then when it comes still further out to our
Just
teeth,
behind the teeth, yeah.
the teeth, then it is ta, tha, da, da. Then when it comes to the lips, it becomes papa, bhabam. So our Sanskritam language is so structured that even the letters are all structured from ka, ka, ga, gha, from here, then cha, cha, ja, ja, then ta, ta, da, da, then here it comes ta, ta, da, da, and then pa comes to the end. So if you take the mouth, top of the mouth, how, that is why like ta means dantyaha, right? To the teeth, your tongue will hit the teeth. So when you say na, if you say when that same na, your tongue is not hitting the teeth. It is the just before the behind the teeth, your upper palate, that it is going to touch. So you got na. So how you can because if you see that I'm not able to distinguish between na and na. This is how you should think. Is your tongue touching the teeth, upper teeth? Then it is na, na. If it's na, na, then it is not. It is actually, yeah. Hey, sharanang, sharanangataha, nang. Do you see the na? Because why? How you say sharanang? This is a saranam. So in many languages, I think most languages have this differentiation of this na and na, but probably I don't think English might have this differentiation of na and na. But the differentiation you should understand. It is sharanangataha, right? And also ga is ka, kha, ga, gha. And then the fifth letter is nga, right? Nga, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, which is again the guttural or from the throat. So what happens is the sharanam, there is anuswaram, takes the sound of that ga, not the ga, the fifth last letter of that kavarga. So as I said, kavarga means all the 5 sounds which are coming from the throat.
Ka, kha,
Ga, gha, nga. Kavarga.
So the fifth letter sound is nga.
Nga.
So ga is replaced by nga. Sharanangataha.
Im is different.
Im is replaced. I'm sorry.
Yeah, im.
Anuswaram
Im.
is replaced by the fifth letter of that series,
That
the Kavarga series.
Yeah, which is.
If the gataha, instead of gataha, you had a word starting with cha. Sharanam, something starting with cha. The Chavarga's last letter, fifth letter is nya.
So that will come.
The Anuswara will be removed and it will be replaced by ing. We'll come across
We
something
will come
like that.
across
We'll
many
tell you
places.
about
We'll
that.
come across.
So remember the fifth letter of that series, and you take the dot out, the im, the anuswara, and then replace it with the last letter of that series. That's the science behind it. Dvitiyam brahmacharini.
Yeah. So there.
That-
Good question. So pa, pa, ba, bha, ma, right? So ma is the anyway the last one. So it will not change.
Dvitiyam is also having the anuswara is also having the ma.
Ma. But
Ba
you,
is also the
Yeah.
ba series. Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. Ma is the last one.
you will nasalize that ma slightly. That's it. There is not much a
Dvitiyam,
big change. Just that nasalized ma. Because anyway it is there is pavarga, right? Pa, pa, ba, ba. What is the fifth letter? Ma again, which is like im. Don't you do you see the similarity between that ma and the except that the has slightly nasalized coming from your nasal. That is the only thing. But others are big. You will see big differences. Like
Sashtam Katyayani.
yeah, Sashtam Katyayani. Yeah, Sashtam, right? So you don't, again, these are all what is called optional. Very important. Sanskrit grammar. This is called the optional. Even the grammarians will say it is optionally changed. Right? In the Sanskrit. So this so you don't have to really worry about this because it is optionally changed. But if I was teaching you Rudram,
Veda, it
Yajurvedam,
is not optional.
Vedas, it is not optionally changed, it is surely changed. It must be changed. A Vedic Swaram must be changed, but Devi
That
Mahatmyam,
is why in Upanishad and all, Ganapati Upanishad or Devi Atharva Shirsham, you will have to change that.
change, yeah.
But
So
not
there, yeah,
Gang
must,
Ganapataye Namaha, Gam Ganapataye,
Yeah,
Gang Ganapataye.
yeah,
So Nga will come
Yeah.
instead of Gam. So in Veda it is different.
but if you have to say that Gam Moola Mantra, Moolam separately, then you say Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye.
Namaha. You don't change it. Because, but when it comes as a full Veda, now
Vedic
you are
chant.
Vedic whole chant as a entire thing as one mantra, then you say Gang Ganapataye. But when you say Gam itself is the Ganapati mantra. Because in fact, the Upanishad only gives not the big Ganapati mantra, just Gam Ganapataye Namaha. That is what is given in the Ganapati Upanishad. So the Gam mantra you have to chant as Gam Ganapataye. But if you are just not chanting Gam as the Ganapati, that bija, but if it is part of the entire big mantra inside, you can say Gang Ganapataye. So you have to understand how you want to say that, how you have that feeling in mind. But for Devi Mahatmyam, even if I, because of my like the Vedic learning, if I am saying that I use that, I change that Anuswara into that Varga's last letter, nasalized with that last letter, that is also okay. But if you are not able to do, but you are saying the full, that is also okay. So even if you say Sharanam Gataha, that is also fine. Or Sharanam Gataha, but see the nasalization comes, you have to understand how the science of speech, science of words, there are a lot of science. I'm not going to any of the science of the letters or words, but they say that it has to follow our easy human, the way you actually talk. Because when you say Sharanam Gataha, because that Ga is there, right? Automatically Sharanam Gataha, it just flows like that. So it is not like you don't make any effort to do what I was saying. But if you have to split it and slowly, then Sharanam Gataha, you have to make more efforts. So they want to do all this effortlessly. And that is why we have all these rules. The Vedas has rules for this only to make the chanting
easy.
effortless and easy. So if the same thing makes it difficult for you, that you are so worried that if, did I say correctly? Did I say Sharanam Gataha? Did I say Sharanam Gataha? You are like, then you just don't worry about it too much. Then you just do Sharanam Gataha if that is the problem. Because as I said, if this is for making our life easy, if it is making it difficult, then revert to the normal thing, Sharanam Gataha. But if it is making it simpler for you, after some time when you chant very well, you would notice that even without your thinking, automatically you are only saying Sharanam Gataha. You are not saying Sharanam Gataha because it just rolls Sharanam Gataha as Sandhi Sharanam Gataha. It just comes. It is in many places. So again, optional, very simple. So you don't have to really worry about it, and don't have to. You have to say, check with me and say, here I am saying fully that Anuswaram. Is it okay? It's still okay. If you are able to follow the Vedic chanting method, that is also okay. So don't worry about this. Yeah. Agnina dakhyamanastu. Dakhyamanastu. Shatru madhye gatorane. Vishame durgame chaiva. Bhayarta sharanam gataha. So 2 lines. Agnina dahya. So listen to each of these, right? Agnina dahya manastu shatru madhye gatorane vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanam gataha. Agnina dahya manastu shatru madhye gatorane vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanam gataha. Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanam gataha. Natesham jayate kinchit. Natesham jayate kinchit. Natesham jayate kinchit. Ashubham rana sankate. Ashubham rana sankate. Ashubham rana sankate. So here for learning purposes I am splitting, right? Only for learning purposes, because I said jayate kinchit, then ashubham rana sankate. But when we join the same full as one line, which I am going to say now, you will see the difference. Natesham jayate kinchid ashubham rana sankate. Natesham jayate kinchid ashubham rana sankate. Natesham jayate kinchid ashubham rana sankate. So what is happening here is that ta, it, that is the first ta, and the a, ashubham, right? A. So the ta and a, it is actually it and it, right? Kinchit, it. It is not ta, it is it. If it was ta, sandhi would have been different, but because it is it, kinchit and a, it and a becomes da. So it is coming into a totally new letter. Did you get it? So you didn't have in the original letter, you didn't have it. When you read the book, you only said Dashubham. So you should not say Dashubham. So Dashubham does not mean anything. So what is the meaning of Dashubham? There is no word like that. It is Kinchit and Ashubham. So Shubham is Shanti or peace or good things. Ashubham is Ashubh means the opposite of Shubha. Right? So Kinchit and Ashubham becomes Kinchit Ashubham. So I am only splitting for our learning purposes. Make sure when we are chanting the full line, we will not split. We will not say Kinchit Ashubham. We will say only Kinchit Ashubham. But for you to understand the meaning and also to get exactly that words, it is important. Natesham jayate kinchid ashubham rana sankate. Natesham jayate kinchid ashubham rana sankate.
Natesham jayate kinchit ashubham ranasankate.
Napadam tasya pashyami.
Napadam tasya pashyami. Napadam tasya pashyami.
Shoka dukha bhayan nahi.
Shoka dukha bhayam nahi. Shoka dukha bhayam nahi.
Napadam tasya pashyami. Shoka dukha bhayan nahi.
Napadam tasya pashyami. Shoka dukha bhayam nahi. Napadam tasya pashyami. Shoka dukha bhayam nahi.
So nahi is not like a visarga, it's nahi. Nahi. Shoka dukha bhayan nahi.
Shoka dukha bhayam nahi. Shoka dukha bhayam nahi.
Again, dukha, right? Like unhappiness. It is dukha. Dukha. You have to say dukha. Shoka dukha bhayan nahi.
Shoka dukha bhayam nahi. Shoka dukha bhayam nahi.
Natesham jayate kinchid ashubham rana sankate. Napadam tasya pashyami shoka dukha bhayan nahi.
Natesham jayate kinchit ashubham ranasankate. Napadam tasya pashyami shoka dukha bhayam nahi. Natesham jayate kinchit ashubham ranasankate. Napadam tasya pashyami shoka dukha bhayam nahi.
Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam.
Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam. Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam.
Tesham vriddhih prajayate.
Tesham vriddhih prajayate. Tesham vriddhih prajayate.
Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam tesham vriddhih prajayate.
Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam. Tesham vriddhih prajayate. Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam. Tesham vriddhih prajayate.
So again, you would have noticed yai. So it is so. I is one letter, which is the vowel I. You also have like the semi-vowel or semi-consonant, because it has both the vowel and the consonant. They call ya, ra, la, va. They are slightly different from a pure consonant. So that ya, when it becomes ya plus I, becomes yai, right? If you have to write in English, you can say Y-A-I. I is A-I. Yai is Y-A-I. So here you have to make sure whether you are saying I or Yai. Very important. So it is Yai. Yaistu bhaktya. Again, smr, right? You see how much that I am giving that stress. Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam tesham vriddhif. Again, vriddhihi prajayate becomes vriddhif prajayate, right? Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam tesham vriddhif prajayate. Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam tesham vriddhif prajayate.
Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam. Tesham vriddhih prajayate.
Ye, again, ye, ya, ye. Remember, it is not a, it is ya and ye. Ye tvam smaranti deveshi rakshase tanna samshayaha.
Ye tvam smaranti deveshi rakshase tanna samshayaha. Ye tvam smaranti deveshi rakshase tanna samshayaha.
Now both the lines. Yaistu bhaktya smrta nunam tesham vriddhih prajayate ye tvam smaranti deveshi rakshase tanna samshayah.
Yesu bhaktya smritanunam tesham vruddhih prajayate ye tvam smaranti deveshi rakshase tanna samshayah. Yesu bhaktya smritanunam tesham vruddhih prajayate ye tvam smaranti deveshi rakshase tanna samshayah.
Preta samsthatu chamunda.
Preta samsthatu chamunda. Preta samsthatu chamunda.
So again you say chamunda, right? That na is that tatadada na. So the good thing is the natural sound I was talking about, because da is also the same, tatadada na, right? So there is no way that our tongue already, which is touching the middle part of the upper palate, right, for saying in, na, da also the same. So it will continue like that. It is actually, naturally, it is difficult to say the other na. So that is why I said it is actually, the sounds are like natural way. Like you should not have if you have doubt saying this chamunda in, is it that, which in is it? It should obviously be the one which is like the ta ta da da na, right? Because next is chamunda. That is what you have to see. You have to actually know about it. So it is just a natural sound. So we don't have to complicate it. How our sound is coming out of our mouth, how the sound is coming, that is natural. So that is how it will correctly come. So chamunda. Preta samsthatu chamunda.
Preta samsthatu chamunda. Preta samsthatu chamunda.
Varahi mahishasana.
Varahi mahishasana. Varahi mahishasana.
Preta samsthatu chamunda varahi mahishasana.
Preta samsthatu chamunda varahi mahishasana. Preta samsthatu chamunda varahi mahishasana.
So now we will do the entire next line. Yeah. Aindri gada samarudha.
Aindri gaja samarudha. Aindri gaja samarudha.
Vaishnavi garudasana.
Vaishnavi garudasana. Vaishnavi garudasana.
Aindri gaja samarudha. Vaishnavi garudasana.
Aindri gaja samarudha. Vaishnavi garudasana. Aindri gaja samarudha. Vaishnavi garudasana.
So you have to notice how I am giving when there is a long vowel at the dirgha, at the middle also I am giving that long, and also Garuda, Mahishasana, Garudasana, I am giving that long vowel, right? You should not just break it, Mahishasana, Garudasana, it is not correct. It is Garudasana, right? Maheshwari Vrisharudha. Yeah, together, right? Okay. Together. Preta samsthatu chamunda varahi mahishasana. Aindri gada samarudha. Vaishnavi garudasana.
Preta samsthatu chamunda varahi mahishasana. Aindri gaja samarudha. Vaishnavi garudasana. Preta samsthatu chamunda varahi mahishasana. ऐन्द्री गजसमारूढा वैष्णवी गरुडासना
माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा
माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा
कौमारी शिखिवाहना
कौमारी शिखिवाहना कौमारी शिखिवाहना
माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा कौमारी शिखिवाहना
माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा कौमारी शिखिवाहना माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा कौमारी शिखिवाहना
लक्ष्मीः पद्मासना देवी
लक्ष्मी पद्मासना देवी लक्ष्मी पद्मासना देवी
पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया
पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया
लक्ष्मीः पद्मासना देवी पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया
लक्ष्मी पद्मासना देवी पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया लक्ष्मी पद्मासना देवी पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया.
So now the two lines together. माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा कौमारी शिखिवाहना लक्ष्मीः पद्मासना देवी पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया
माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा कौमारी शिखिवाहना लक्ष्मी पद्मासना देवी पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा कौमारी शिखिवाहना लक्ष्मी पद्मासना देवी पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया.
श्वेतरूपधरा देवी
श्वेतरूपधरा देवी श्वेतरूपधरा देवी
ईश्वरी वृषवाहना
ईश्वरी वृषवाहना ईश्वरी वृषवाहना
श्वेतरूपधरा देवी ईश्वरी वृषवाहना
श्वेतरूपधरा देवी ईश्वरी वृषवाहना श्वेतरूपधरा देवी ईश्वरी वृषवाहना
ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा
ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा
सर्वाभरणभूषिता
सर्वाभरणभूषिता सर्वाभरणभूषिता
ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता
ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता
श्वेतरूपधरा देवी ईश्वरी वृषवाहना ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता
श्वेतरूपधरा देवी ईश्वरी वृषवाहना ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता श्वेतरूपधरा देवी ईश्वरी वृषवाहना ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता
इत्येता मातरः सर्वाः
इत्येता मातरः सर्वाः Ityeta Mataras Sarvaha
Sarvayoga Samanvitaha.
Sarvayoga Samanvitaha Sarvayoga Samanvitaha.
So when we join that Sarvaha and Sarva is, there is a Sarvaha, that Visarga will be replaced by the is sound. Again, because we have Mataraha, Sarvaha, so Mataras Sarvaha, is important. Mataras Sarvas Sarva, that two is will come. Ityeta Mataras Sarvas Sarvayoga Samanvitaha.
Ityeta Mataras Sarvas Sarvayoga Samanvitaha. Ityeta Mataras Sarvas Sarvayoga Samanvitaha.
Nana Bharana Shobhadhya.
Nana Bharana Shobhadhya. Nana Bharana Shobhadhya.
Nana Ratnopashobhitaha.
Nana Ratnopashobhitaha. Nana Ratnopashobhitaha.
Nana Bharana Shobhadhya. Nana Ratnopashobhitaha.
Nana Bharana Shobhadhya. Nana Ratnopashobhitaha. Nana Bharana Shobhadhya. Nana Ratnopashobhitaha.
Now together both the lines. Ityeta Mataras Sarva Sarvayoga Samanvitaha. Nana Bharana Shobhadhya. Nana Ratnopashobhitaha.
Ityeta Mataras Sarvas Sarvayoga Samanvitaha. Nana Bharana Shobhadhya. Nana Ratnopashobhitaha. Ityeta Mataras Sarvas Sarvayoga Samanvitaha. Nana Bharana Shobhadhya. Nana Ratnopashobhitaha.
So we will finish with the 12 verses today. So those who are learning online, if you have any questions, you can actually give them in the chat, live chat in the YouTube.
Also here, those who are
Yeah,
sitting.
sitting
Any
here.
questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're chanting and we go out of breath in a line, so are there any things about where can you take the breath in a line?
I know. I am losing breath, right? Yeah, we lose breath. Yeah, because as we also age, right? I could not
When
do
it is a slow
yeah.
chanting, I think you will lose breath.
Yeah.
Once you have the speed, you will not lose breath.
But even if you lose, there is nothing I can do, right?
Yeah.
Even like Ba, I couldn't chant correctly because I was like
So the Shobhat, there are two Mahapranas coming.
yeah, Shobhadhya. So what you do is slowly, if you are chanting, then after that slightly take some breath. Yeah, even if it is like you are, because these are all physical. Although the Shastras, the breath is also within that meter. It is actually a yoga where the chanting is actually connected with our breath. So I know it is like that, but because we are not practicing that much yoga, like we are not able to hold breath for that long. That is why it is not possible for us. So, but we have to, like, how much ever possible, we have to also merge this with our own breath. So if you are able to chant the entire one line with the one breath, it is good. But if you are not able to do it, it's fine. Because
So in Devi Bhagavatam, there is a story about this. There is one Raja, one king, he employs three all Vedic Pandits to do a yaga to get a son. So out of these four different shakha of Vedas, there is one for Samaveda, the priest, the Vedic Pandit he could employ was a very old aged person. So in Samaveda, there is a lot of long verses with, breath control has to be employed, right? So when the chanting was all going on for many days and months, for big yaga was being done, this particular priest, the person who was really old for Samaveda, he lost breath in one of the chantings. And nothing would have happened if the king had kept quiet. Everything would have been okay. The king got worried that something went wrong because of this old man's chanting, because he lost breath. And then he starts shouting at this priest. And then in turn, the priest gets angry that it's not because of me, it's because of my prana. There is nothing about me that I made a fault in this. You should not blame me for this. Fault is
The
because
fault is because of my prana. How can you blame my prana for that?
and then he
And then
curses,
he curses
the in the end the king gets the son who is not worthy, and then he prays to Devi and brings back this prince who his name is then Sudarshana. You might have all come across the story.
Devi Bhagavatam.
So there is no mistake in losing a breath. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't get upset because of that.
We are
I
only
just
trying,
remember
as I
because
said, we are trying because even I have.
you're not to be blamed. Devi will pardon you.
Yeah.
No, I just remember I wanted to share this story.
Pause after that, like Nana Bharana Shobhadya. Just pause.
Why I did pause was again the breath. I had to take some breath. But it was a long vowel, very important. Nana Bharana Shobhadya Nana Ratnopashobhita. So I was trying to do it slowly. So that's why I took that process. Because I know that the more slower you go, the amount of time taken for us to hold the breath is longer. So we have to do like more and more yogic practices to increase our breath control. But that is part of it. Like the chanting is also a breath control. So the way you chant is Nana Bharana Shobhadya Nana Ratnopashobhita. Get it? So I didn't give actually breath there, but I elongated that in between also. Yeah. Tat Shrunushva. Yeah. Shrunu means listen, right? Listen. Yeah.
Tat. Listen to that.
Listen to this or that. Yeah.
This or that. Tat Shrunushva. Hey, listen to this.
Yeah, I'm telling this. Listen. Yeah.
So Brahma Vacha. Brahma is saying, hey, listen to this.
Yeah.
Right? Devyastu Kavacham Punyam Tachrunushva Mahamune. Hey, Mahamune, listen to this.
Yeah, because this Mahamuni, Markandeya, he approaches Brahmaji. Brahma, who is the Brahma, who is all the knowledge embodiment. So who else he can ask? Markandeya, being a rishi, he also like knows everything. He is a rishi himself. So who else can Markandeya? He cannot ask us, right? So he cannot come and ask what. So he asked Brahmaji. So Brahma, that is why he says Markandeya, Yadyuhyam paramam loke sarva rakshakaranadram. For all the men, all the mankind, all the human beings, please tell Yad Guhyam, which is secret. Guhya means secret. Yad Guhyam Paramam, which is the highest, means which is the best, which is the highest, Paramam, and which can actually Sarva Rakshakaran, which can give the Raksha. That is why this is called Kavacham, which can protect. Because humans, they are always under fear. They always think something bad can happen. They always want to be protected. From that fear, tell which is the most secret, because you know everything. You tell us the distilled, like you don't give like 1,000 hours of discourses, right? Give something very guhyam, important, very important for us. Yad guhyam paramam loka, param highest loka in this loka, what the humans in this Kali Yuga, what they can do. Enna kasid dakyatam tanme bruhe pitamaha. Please tell about that, what we should do. What is the greatest thing about the Devi?
That you have not told already.
Yeah.
Okay, you have not told already to others.
Because that's why Markandeya knows many things.
I know, I've heard so many things from you.
Yeah.
You have told so many things.
Yeah.
So whatever you
But
have
I think you have not told the secret. You did everything,
But
there is
you
something
just
that-
kept something very important with you. I know that because I am a rishi, I am Markandeya. I could figure out that you were telling like the stories and stories, stories and stories. But what was that important thing which I don't know? But I already, as a rishi, like as a tapasvi, I have done so much tapas. I actually could intuit in myself that you have just that most important thing. Many times they will tell everything, every story, but that important thing they will just keep to themselves because they don't want to share that most important knowledge, because they feel that if that knowledge is shared, then I may not have that power, right? Because then people don't come to me because they themselves will know that. So I don't want to give that secret. So he says, Guhyam, that secret, please tell me. Then there is so I say, Asti, yeah, he says, Asti. Yes,
There
it is
is
there.
one.
There is one. I did not tell you before. Now I will tell you. We promise. So listen. That is why I was also telling, look at me and listen.
That Kavacham of Devi,
Yeah.
which gives the
Yeah.
listen to that. That's
Yeah.
why he says Tachrunushva Mahamuni.
Yeah.
That Devi's Kavacham. I'm going to tell you now.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
Hey Mahamuni.
Yeah.
That's how the conversation starts. Prathamam Shailaputri cha. And then he
Then
starts
talks
from
about the
the
9 Navadurgas.
about the
Prathama means the
Navadurgas.
first Durga, Shailaputri. Dvitiya, the second Navadurga is Brahmacharini, Chandraghanta, yeah, Kushmanda, then Skanda Mata, then Katyayini, then Saptamam Kalaratri, then Mahagauri, the Ashtamam, then ninth one is Siddhidatri. So all the 9 he says, and then being the Kavacham, right? Kavacham means protection. It goes on to say which deity should be the one who is, we are praying to that particular deity. So to protect each and every part of the body. So even the minutest thing which like a medical doctor will know is also, which we cannot, even they may not know, is all there in this Kavacham. Everything which we need protection from. And not just the physical protection, even the mental, all of this, and the mind. Like fear is not like a thing external, right? But when the fear comes, it also impacts our own physical body also. So physical body can impact our spiritual or mental body. So both can do, like they are connected. So every type, what is inside our bone, our nerves, our bone marrow, everything is actually in this Kavacham. So everything you will say, this particular Devi who is responsible for that particular blood, like for example for blood. So you are the deity for that. Protect my blood, protect my bones, protect my nerves. So everything is seeking protection. So this is called
that, prana, apana, so
Yeah.
all different types of vayu in our body, all the rasa, rupa, gandha, different types of smell, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They
Like
have
hearing,
they have covered everything
everything.
about
not just the ear. I have ears, but if I don't have hearing, that is a problem.
That
So
is a-
he's saying first protect my ear and then protect my hearing also, that ability to hear. The eyes,
it's a very,
eyesight.
very
So
beautiful text, and
yeah.
it can be recited every day,
Yeah.
independent of Devi Mahatmyam, as a kavacha. So you can even for children you can teach, and that will actually be a protection for them. So with this,
Kalaratri, that la is simple la or this la? Kalaratri.
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 Kala. Yeah. Simple.
Kalaratri.
Yeah.
And then in the 5th sloka, Namani Brahmanaiva. Whether should be pronounced as Visarga is there?
Fifth shloka. Namani
Etani Namani Brahmani.
Brahmanaiva
There is no-
Mahatmana. There is no Visarga.
Visarga is not there. While pronouncing, we should not.
There is no Visarga.
Visarga cannot be added. When Visarga is there, it may be removed because of Sandhi.
It cannot be added.
Without any Visarga, there is no reason for adding Visarga when you're chanting. Do you understand? Like, if
Yeah,
Visarga is there, we remove it in Sandhi.
Yeah, but Visarga already in a word, if it is say together, then only for chanting purposes, like when I was splitting into half, I made it into a Visarga. Because already the word was given as a Visarga Sandhi already, right?
Where do you think the Visarga can come in this?
Yeah.
way?
While pronouncing should be say, not coming. Should we say
No,
Namani Brahmanani?
No.
Namanihi, yeah.
No. You cannot.
Ah.
Namani Brahmanani.
No. There is no visarga
there is
there.
no visarga. Only if visarga is there, you drop it and then take that extra sound.
Because of Bra, we should not.
That is not the reason for
No.
getting that extra sound.
No.
The extra sound is because
Visarga.
dropping the visarga, existing visarga.
There is no exact. You should never have that.
Just because extra sound you want to give, you like it, you cannot just
Put it-
bring visarga and put it there.
Yeah.
And okay, now let's go on to the online
I
questions.
think there's.
Anything important? Nothing that we have not repeated.
I think there's not much,
Not much,
question. Yeah.
I have one question.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Brahma, the sound ma comes before her, but when it is written, her is written before ma. The same way in 11, line 2, we have bra. Is it brahmi, or is it brahmi?
Yeah. So I explained this before. So again, I will explain because this is very important, unique sound, which is cannot be written in any text, any book. This is have to be learned. You just have to learn by my. So there is no like this is coming first or not. It is Brahma. So how do you get it? Just listen this sound Brahma. So it is not ihma or ma ich or nothing. It is a unique word Brahma, the Brahmi, Brahmanaiva. So where is that? So how do I even? I'm not even able to explain how this sound is. Brahmanaiva Mahatmana Brahmi. Brahmi Hamsa Samaruda Brahmi, like that, right?
So there is one question whether it is Dvitiyam or Tvitiyam. Let me exactly go to that question.
Dvitiyam, right?
It is
Dvitiyam.
the
Dvitiyam.
Dvitiyam. And then the
Dvitiyam
next question
Brahmacharini.
is, it is if it is Om Namah Chandikaye or Om Namah Chandikaye. Again,
Sandhi.
what do you all think? Should we say Om Namah Chandikaye or
Namaha.
Om Namah Chandikaye?
Namaha Chandikai.
Namah Chandikaye. So the
So
very
same thing.
first verse has this issue, right? The Sandhi issue comes there.
Om Namaha.
Om Namaha Chandikaye
Chandikaye.
when you write. But when you pronounce, it will be
Namash.
Om Namash Chandikaye. The
Ish
visarga
is-
will be dropped and ish sound will come because of the cha. Cha is the next
So it is not Namat Chandika, it's Namash.
Ish.
ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Cha is cha
cha
gets
is
the
always-
yeah. You will not say Namat Chandikaye.
No,
yeah.
it is Namash Chandikai.
Namash Chandikaye.
Yeah.
And another question: while chanting, is it necessary to know the meaning of the chanting?
Yes, we should. But
We
first
should
let
learn
us. So the good-
Eventually, but
Yeah, we
first you
should
learn
learn.
the chanting. First you understand what it is, and now and then we will address a little bit of meaning here and there, so you are connected. But once you go to the depth of the meaning, it takes you like into that,
Yeah.
and you will forget the chanting. And so,
So we will-
let's
yeah.
focus on the chanting part now. And with Devi's blessings, we'll all understand the meaning also. But it is required to know the meaning.
Yeah.
They say that it is the Pathanam is not enough of Devi Mahatmyam.
Without-
Adhyayanam of Devi Mahatmyam is
It's
very
important.
important.
Adhyayana means knowing.
Knowing the meaning.
Pathana means just writing, like just learning the verses. Adhyayana means actually understanding the meaning. So he asked our guru when I was young to like about the meaning, he would say that first it is better to learn how to chant well, because what will happen is once you get the meaning, your mind goes into that meaning and then you lose focus on the chanting because our mind wanders into that meaning thing. But let us first focus, because you can do one at a time. So first focus on actual chanting. Remember all the chanting rules when you are chanting initially. Don't try to remember the meaning. Try to remember the chanting rules, what I am saying, right? And then once you have chanted very well, next stage is to understand the meaning.
So again, similarly, like Brahmi, Vanni or Vanhi.
Yeah, again, one Brahmi, same thing. Vanhi is another one, similar one. Vandhitamam. So if you will not never say like Vandhi, like where is that Ikhan, like that stress in that word? When you write Vakhni, you don't see any stress. But when you say that Vandhi, it is again a unique sound.
So another person has asked, we have like usually Rishi Chandas Devata, Bijam Shaktihi Kilakam. So Bijam is on the right side and the Shaktihi left and the Kilakam is down. For this Kavacham, it's only Bijam and Tattvam are given. There is no Shaktihi and Kilakam. Whatever is given, we'll take it like that. We won't question because there must be a reason for this.
No,
So,
like this is how the tantras are given.
Tantras have
if
given
they have
it.
not given, we cannot go and add ourselves because I like some Shakti, I like some, I like, because I like it, I cannot go and add.
We have not missed anything. Whatever is there, we have taken.
If it is there, we will say, but because it is not there also, we cannot go and add. So yeah.
So there is another question coming, like in Vedas, you have so many intonations, like up and down and everything. Does it have a swara? No swara because it is part of Purana. It's a Purana.
Although
So
it is a mantra, it is a Purana mainly. So
yeah, there is no Vedic intonations. So I think we'll stop here.
In this verse,
Yeah.
do we split it as Natesham Jayate Kinchid or Kinchit?
So if you want to split, it's going to be Kinchit. The first ta. But now, since as he said, we will not be splitting after 8th syllable, we'll be splitting after 16th at the end of the sentence. So the ta and Ashubham, ta plus a becomes da. It plus a. So Kinchid Ashubham.
So some.
What is that?
Viniyoga, right?
What is Viniyogaha? Viniyogaha is a declaration. You're saying this is like your Saptashati Pathangatvena Jape Viniyogaha. Viniyogaha is basically offering kind of. Yeah, you say kind of offering, like this is what you're going to do, you're giving away, kind of thing. Okay, so as a part of anga, as an anga of the Saptashati Patha, I'm doing this japa, I'm offering this japa. Okay, so but otherwise this recording itself, today's class is going to be available on YouTube. Please go back and watch the entire session. So many of your questions could be answered there. And I think we have addressed a lot of questions today.
Even yesterday, the first class introductory video, you can go back. We have also talked about like the initiation of Upadesha. Is it required to learn? We already said you can learn. Later on, you can get the initiation. So we have said that, so you please continue to learn. This is our you can take this as a Upadesha from me to learn.
Okay. Namaste. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.